One day, a German shepherd walked into a room filled with families eager to adopt him, but he didn't pay attention to anyone. This was the day of reverse adoption at Hope Springs Animal Shelter. The idea was simple: let the dogs choose their families rather than the other way around. 20 families waited, with treats in hand, excited to meet their new pet. 18 dogs walked through the door, and most of them found their families quickly. A golden retriever ran straight to a family with kids. A beagle went to an elderly couple. One by one, the dogs made their choices. But one dog didn't choose anyone. Sarge, a 3-year-old German shepherd, had been a police dog, but he was too gentle for the job. He walked into the room with a clear goal in mind. He ignored all the families, even the ones holding expensive treats, and walked past children, calling his name, and couples with open arms. He kept walking until he reached the back corner of the room, where a janitor was mopping the floor. The janitor, a man in a grey uniform, wasn't part of the event. He was just doing his job, trying to stay invisible, as he always did. Sarge, however, walked right up to him and sat down, waiting. He sat at attention, like he had been trained, and refused to move. The shelter director, who knew the janitor, stopped in her tracks. She knew this man. He was a Vietnam veteran who had been working at the shelter for 6 months. He kept to himself and struggled with PTSD. Then the director realized something important. For the last 2 months, the janitor had been coming to work early, an hour before his shift started. She had seen him sitting outside Sarge's kennel, not talking or playing, just sitting in silence. Sarge, on the other side of the bars, would sit quietly too. They were 2 broken souls, silently keeping each other company before the world woke up. The veteran tried to wave Sarge away, telling the director that he wasn't there to adopt a dog. He was just working. But Sarge wouldn't move. The director knelt down next to him and softly said, "He's been waiting for you." The veteran's hand started shaking. His voice cracked as he whispered, "I can't. I'm too broken to take care of a dog." But Sarge leaned against his leg, resting his head on the veteran's knee. The man broke down, crying. Sarge stood still, letting the man fall apart and holding him up when he couldn't hold himself. Finally, the veteran looked up, tears streaming down his face. He whispered, "Okay." At that moment, Sarge wagged his tail. He had been waiting for this moment. The paperwork was signed, and the adoption was official. The collar was changed, and the man who thought he was too damaged to love now had a dog who had been called a failure. Together, they left the shelter, rejected by the world, but perfect for each other. Sometimes, broken souls don't need to be fixed. They just need someone who understands.